turn on. Don't give me problems. Did I have to reboot? I think I have to. Can I do this without reboot? Oh, I'm still good. Okay, I can do this. Oh, folks, I'm in so much pain. Oh, Stephanie, it's you and believe what I'm going through today. Well, I've been going through it since 4 a.m. when I got woken up by the geese because I got all my windows open and and because it's just gorgeous, folks. It's 13 degrees here right now. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. You'd have to Google it. But anyways, it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I've got the windows wide open, and there was a massive party in the pen last night. Like, I'm talking massive. They were going hard at it to the point that Doug was pacing the room. Oh, it was bad. I couldn't get any sleep, and I wanted to. I was so tired from yesterday, and I got new developments about yesterday. I got to share it with you. I'm at a dilemma on what to do because, well, I'm just starting an outdoor stream here while we're chatting. Oh, I'm in so much pain. My shoulder blades are killing me. Oh, the roof yesterday doing the shoveling. Well, at least the snow. I show you what I couldn't finish shoveling the deck off, so I just the path. But it looks like it's working out. Like my working. It's melting. It was a much bigger pile yesterday. Whoa! Did it ever melt? So I shoveled just a path to get out because because I was crippled after I was on top of the roof, shoveling the ice off because of the leak. I wouldn't have to do that if I didn't get ripped off last year. I got ripped off on the roof last year. I got burnt. Be careful when you deal with friends, eh? If you're going to get screwed in life, it's going to be a friend because you trust them. It's the way it works. This is a shame. You know, I would never rip off a friend or screw a friend over. But then I'm the kind of friend you want. Not the friend you think you need. I'm the friend you need. But I'm not the friend you want. I'm the friend you need. Because I would never screw a person over. I've lost money keeping my word on deals just because I made a deal, if you know what I mean. Some people say, oh, you're stupid, Matt, you're losing money. No, I made a deal, I gotta stick to it. But unfortunately, there are people in life that don't live by that rule, and that they make a deal, and then when they think it's a bad deal, they just rip you off. Even though they agreed to the deal. And you didn't make the deal with the intentions of ripping them off. It just happened to work out that they were losing in the deal. Because they didn't think it through. But anyways, so, man, that snow off the roof, I'm so sore from it. I'm just starting the outdoor stream. Oh, I got a wrong stream. No, I don't want this stream. Oh, I'm so asleep. I'm going to start another night stream. Oh, man. Oh, bad. Let's just cancel that. Just delete. Oh, man. So my dilemma, folks, I got a dilemma. I'm going to share it with you. You notice I'm not wearing my long sleeve underneath. That's how warm it is. It feels like spring, but it's short-lived. It's going to -8 tonight. So, and last night, remember I said it on the hospital stream that I wasn't going to do any work. Well, I came in and I did some artwork. because I just got to get this done. So I did some artwork last night, so I was a little bit late. I worked on tumblers and travel mugs last night. Artwork. I gotta upload them today. I just couldn't stop myself. I needed to decompress after what happened to us here yesterday. I'm torn, folks, on what to do here, because I got like an hour and 10 minutes worth of footage. Probably make about a 30-minute video, 25-minute video, which means I gotta go through it. So it's like 2.5 hours worth of editing. Okay, at least 2.5 hours worth of editing to do this. But here's the dilemma. I sort of gotta let the cat out of the bag on this. It's gonna ruin the story, but I can't do anything yet because my hands are tied. It's like, I gotta tell you, I got no choice here, because I might not even do it. I might not even do the video because okay. So this is what happened. All right, let's get comfortable. Oh, I would really love to do the footage, because I hate the government with a passion. Like I really, really, really don't like the government. I got a real hard on over them. Every time the government has ever come into my life, absolutely nothing good has ever come of it. Well, actually, yes, I would say the government destroyed my life. Well, and I'm here with you right now. So yeah, the government did. They did do some good. They burnt the forest down, and a whole bunch of new growth came up. All right, but it was really painful when the fire was going on. I shouldn't say that nothing good has ever come out of my life, because if it weren't for the government, I wouldn't be doing this. But I still don't like them. That's the way it is. Food Bank Day. Okay? As you know, we're delivering all these aids to the food bank, helping people out that need help, and they're getting consumed. I pull up in the car. I got the camera running, of course, because I do. I'm a YouTuber. I back up, and the girl goes, "Don't unload anything yet." She was outside having a cancer stick, and she says, "Don't unload anything. You got a problem inside. You gotta go." What? How can I have a problem? I don't have problems, man. I work with ducks at home. How could I have a problem? Oh yeah, they need to talk to you inside. I'm like, what? What would people have to need to talk to the duck guy for? You know what I mean? Like, it's a Doug mug. It's a bad print job. They screwed it up. I'm getting a new one. See how bad the color is? But this wasn't made at Cafe Press. This was made in Toronto, because this is the Canadian printer for us. They screwed up. But they're sending me a new one. So, but I'm telling you, I use it. But the new one you get, it's not like that. It's actually, you can see Doug's. It is bad, Stephanie, but I kept my cool. Okay. No yikes. Helen, relax. Okay, so I'm outside. They say, you gotta go inside. They gotta talk. I'm like, what? All right. Go inside. They said, get Valerie. So I go and look for Valerie. Valerie's one of the women, one of the volunteers. I go, is Valerie in? Oh, and then this woman standing at the freezers with a notepad. One of those official notepads with the aluminum case and a pen. I'm thinking, this isn't good. And it turns out she's a health inspector, the provincial health inspector. And I had my jacket open, and she could see 50 ducks. And I'm like, oh, good 50 ducks. And I'm like, she goes, oh, I'm glad you're here. I said, well, yeah, I show up here every time. Every week I show up here. This is what I do. I drop off eggs. I'm helping out. And she goes, oh, yeah, it's really good, typical condescending. No, I shouldn't say anything. I can't say anything negative yet, just in case. I can't say anything negative. I gotta say positive here, because there's a problem. we're being watched. Anyways, she says it's really nice feeding the homeless, okay? And, but we've got a problem with your eggs. And I'm like, no, we can't have a problem with my eggs. There's nothing wrong with my eggs. She goes, you can't donate your eggs to the food bank. I'm like, what? Yes, I can. No. Okay. So I didn't want to argue. So then she starts pulling out this government regulation stuff, saying that the eggs need to be graded. And I'm like, okay, they need to be graded. I'm listening to her, and she goes, they can't go through a distribution system, i.e. the food bank. A couple ways around it. And she goes, there's a grading station in Pakenham. You can get them graded, and or you. There's also what we call at gate sales, which farmers can sell eggs at their gates. I'm like, yeah. She goes, so her idea was that I could stand at my gate and give eggs out to people that are patronizing the food bank who walked to the food bank. Okay, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So they want all these people to come to my gate. And then I said, well, I'm not doing that. I first of all, it's $3,000. It's like, you know what I mean? And I ain't betting on that price. But anyway, I didn't tell her that. But in my head, I'm thinking, that's how you get here. The only way you can get on this property, it's $3,000. So they said, well, the other option is bank person, volunteer, stand at my gate and hand out eggs. And the food bank people were like, they were sort of thinking about it. She was busy, and the poor woman was scattered because the place was just packed, and they're dealing with this government official telling you that you can't feed people. And these poisonous eggs. Don't forget that. All right. So, then finally, when Valerie realized that they said that they would have to have a volunteer stand at my gate, they're like, man, we already work all week here. We're here all week doing stuff, getting ready for this one day that we're open to feed these people, and we don't have time. We're all volunteers, okay? So she says, that can't work. I said, I know it can't work. It's like, you know, I don't want a whole bunch of people. Plus they can't get to my place. I'm 4.2 kilometers out of town. These people pull wagons and sleighs to the food bank to get food. They're walking. They don't have a vehicle. That's how come they're at the food bank. They're broke. So anyways, I'm recording the whole thing. She doesn't have a clue that I got a camera on it, because not everybody knows what pivot heads are. But I got the whole thing on video. It's so epic. Anyways. Typical government bureaucratic, just word salad. I was going to say something else. Just word salad coming out of their mouth all the time. Anyways. So I'm like, okay. And I stayed really calm. I stayed really, really calm. Sarah, I think you nailed it, Sarah. But anyways, I stayed really calm. And I was like, okay, you know, I've had bigger problems in life than this. You know, we'll get around this. And I even told her, I said, well, you know, I guess we're just going to throw the eggs away. Because, you know, it's like, what am I going to do with them? I'm pumping out 80 eggs a day. I guess we're just going to throw them away. And this government health food inspector, or food inspector, or health inspector, yeah, I guess, well, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Just like, that's what's going to happen. She just like, that was it. It was just like, but she's going to go home, and she's got lots of food at home, you know, and she's getting her paycheck and to buy more food. And all the, you know, there's like 60, 70 people out there in the food bank right now, and, you know, they're looking for eggs, and, well, I don't know, you can do without. I'm sorry. It's for your own good that you go without food. Anyways, that's just my sarcasm. Anyway. So I was like, okay, fine. So I got to go home and get on the internet and find. She says, you got to go to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, okay? So here's the thing, folks. Chickens in Canada are regulated, all right? They're regulated. And everything to do with chickens are regulated, because it's a monopoly. You know, you want to raise chickens, like if you want to have over 300 chickens on your property, you got to buy a quota to produce chickens. And the same go with the eggs. Everything's regulated. But Ducks are not. Okay? That's the only reason I can get away with having 1,200, 1,500 ducks here, is because the government doesn't have their finger in ducks. All right? They got their fingers in chickens, but ducks, ducks don't even exist to these people, okay? To the bureaucrats, to the law. It's like, ducks? No, ducks have nothing to do with anything. Nobody eats ducks, okay? So, yeah, I know, Tina, not yet. But anyways, so when I used to sell eggs to the Chinese grocery store, they would come here, pick up their eggs, and they would go to the, or I would deliver them, whatever the deal was, and they would put them in their store, and the health inspector would come through, and oh, they're duck eggs, walk right by them, and they were all loose, which you can't sell chicken eggs loose. They have to be in packages, duck eggs. Oh, they're loose, no problem. So I knew that duck eggs were like sort of like in the outer fringes, the gray market. They were like not illegal, but the government hadn't looked at them yet. And the Chinese are selling them all loose in the city, and the health and food inspectors are all going through them, and nothing's ever said. So I get home. I get onto the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. So I start looking on their website, which whoever designed their website, you got it. It looks like a social media site. It's so brutal to navigate. It's unbelievable. They probably paid about $1 million to redo it because the old government non-creative layout, which was very, very good because it was just to the point, wasn't fancy enough. So they probably spent $1 million and made it, I don't know, flashy for apps or whatever. Get their phone numbers. I couldn't find anything, so I called them, and all I could get was the animal department. So then they put me through to they left a message for the lady in the egg department. Okay, so I left a message, but she wasn't in, and my phone number, my email, and everything. So I was like, okay, that's it. So I kept searching. Then I found out that there's an egg shell inspection station. I know. Who would have thunk that one, eh? It's like, anyways. So, and don't forget, folks, I had to shovel my roof off before all this took place. So I'm really not in the best of moods, okay? But I'm a little sore, stiff. Actually, the video of me getting into the car, loading the eggs, when I'm getting into the car, it was like just nothing but groaning and moaning. It was so bad. Like I was like, I really would love to play that one back so you just hear the pain I was in. I was crippled getting into the car. But anyway. So, but I'm veering off the story here. So, I find a place in Douglas, okay? Douglas is about 25 kilometers from me, all right? The guy's name, well, the company's name is called Hoover's Egg Grading Station, okay? And the guy's name is Isaac Hoover. So I go into Google. Can't find him. There's nothing. No Isaac Hoover. There's nothing. There's like zip zero. So I got his address. I Google his address. As soon as I see his address, I go to Google Maps. I go to Street View. As soon as I saw Street View, knew who he was. Mennonite. Mennonites don't have phones or power. So if you want to talk to them, you got to drive to them. It's like, okay. We got a federal inspected, approved egg grading station in the middle of nowhere with no power. You can't make this stuff up, folks. All right. So, get it. Drive to the food bank, pick up about, I don't know, 400 eggs there, seized in the fridge, and said you can't do anything with these eggs, they got to stay in the fridge. The other 800 they had already gotten through the gates. They went through 800 eggs in 1 hour at the food bank, okay? And then the government comes in and says, no, you can't feed people, stop it. So anyways, so I picked up those eggs, loaded in the car, went to the egg grading station, the Mennonite egg grading station with no electricity. Okay, so drive up there, about 25. I get there, and 25 kilometers is a big deal for me, folks. I was almost falling asleep on the commute. It was brutal. I was like, I even commented, I turned the camera on. I was like, I was bored driving. That's a long drive for me. So, get in there, find the guy, get talking to him, and he says, "Yeah, I can grade them." Yeah, we got talking, and he didn't get a price because I don't know how long it's going to take. And he said, "But if we do it on the weekend, the kids could grade them." Okay, so this is a this is the government's telling me that my eggs need to be graded in the middle of nowhere, in the bush, with no electricity, by kids, but it's all federally regulated. You can't make this up, okay? So anyways, and he's standing there, and he's got a bunch of chickens, and he's got ducks, and I like, how you're in the middle of nowhere, man. You're like, literally, folks, he's at the end of the road in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, why are you federally regulated, approved, you know, egg grading station? Well, you know, I've got eggs, and if we sell them at the gates, no problem. But if we take them out to the highway, to the vegetable stand, or if we go to the store and we sell eggs, they got to be graded. Okay, all right. So then he's there, and we're talking, and he goes, he was a real nice guy, really a nice guy, like really, really nice. We had a good chat, and my sarcasm about the government went over his head, though. He didn't catch that. He didn't know what YouTube was. Because he says, well, if you give everything away, you donate all your ducks to the homeless, and you give everything to the food bank, how do you make your money? He says, well, let's bring them to the shed and into the grading station. So, no, Stephanie, let me finish the story, my girl here. Hang on. So we go into the shed, and they're federally inspected, approved, Canadian Food Agency, Inspection Agency, certified egg grading station. All right. It's got no power. The conveyor belt that the eggs are on is a hand crank by one of the kids. And they got a tent with a battery and a flashlight and a scale outside, and then they got the tray that for the small, medium, large, and extra large. Okay, grading. You can't make this up, man. It's just unbelievable. I got it all on video. So, we're chatting, and he goes, you know, but he goes, you can't grade duck eggs because there's no grading for them. I'm like, I'm standing there going, yeah, I know. He's like, how are we gonna do this? So then he pulls his labels out, and he goes, well, we got labels. It says, here's my grading station number, and here's the nutritional facts, and here's the sticker. And I said, well, he goes, well, we'll just stick them right on top of the flats. So we'll just take a flat, and we'll just stick them right on top of the flat. I guess that's what we're gonna do. You know, that's what we'll do. As long as the grading station number's there, and we got your stickers, and we'll just stick the stickers right on top of the eggs. Okay. He goes, yeah, okay. Oh, but those stickers cost money. Whatever, Isaac. Just let me know what this is going to cost. We'll figure it out the first time, and then we'll take it from there. And I said, I'm not going to hold you to the first time, because you have no idea how long it's going to take you. He's never seen that many eggs. He goes, that's a lot of eggs. I said, this is what I do, man. I do eggs. So, and then it turns out he tells me he does eggs too. He's got 110 ducks, and he's got 150 chickens, and he's slowly building up his egg business. And I said, you got 110 ducks laying eggs? He's got cayugas. And I'm like, well, how good do you, what are you doing with all the eggs? Like, you get 700 duck eggs. You're in the middle of nowhere up here. What are you doing with 700 duck eggs a week? And he's like, he doesn't have a market for them. I'm like, okay, man. Sort of sounds like me, my first year of YouTube. Anyways, so I leave the eggs there, and I say goodbye to him, and I'm going back tomorrow morning to pick up the eggs with the sticker on top of the flat that says that somebody has looked at them with a flashlight on a hand crank in a shed in the bush in the middle of nowhere with no electricity. Okay? But they'll be approved. So I get home. I do the cleaning, you know, and everything last night with you folks, and tease you with my problem. And then I get into the house, and I load the video footage onto my computer for the edit, which I just do not want to do. If I'm going to do computer work, I want to do artwork, not editing. But anyways, it's such a wicked story. But here's why I can't do it. This is why I gotta be careful right now. The girl, the woman, the inspector from the federal government emails me last night. And she goes, "Eggs don't need to be graded. This to lay." And then she gives the Latin word for chickens. And I'm like, "I thought so." And she goes, I will give me the name and the phone number of the health inspector, and I will give them a call. And we will talk, and we will figure out a way. Well, I'll read the email. I'll read it verbatim to you. That's the best way, if I just read it. So I'm going by foggy brain here. Okay, come on. I got too much of a screen open here, folks. Okay, this woman is the Canadian Food Inspection Agency inspector, all right? And she's the egg person, all right? So, I'm just replying in regards to your inquiry about grading duck eggs. Unfortunately, a federal grade cannot be applied to duck eggs. So, the egg regulations are specific to the eggs from the Gallus domesticus, or eggs from a domestic hen, in brackets. Public health requires all eggs to be graded to be sold at retail. So I think that is why they told you to have them graded, which unfortunately will not be possible with your duck eggs. May I ask who you have dealt with at the public health? I will give them a call to discuss the fact that duck eggs are not eligible to be graded, in hopes that there may be a different avenue to get your duck eggs to the food bank. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will try to get you some more information. So now what's happened here is, oh yes, I forgot. When I went back to pick up the eggs from the food bank, or just before that I should say, I go back up, so much happening yesterday. I went around to do the gravel too. I stopped at the gravel pit yesterday and looked at nothing was open because everything was glare ice here. I had to go to the shop. Anyways, lined up some gravel for next week. And then on the way home, I thought, I'm going to stop at the food bank and get the scoop. Like, what happened? This health inspector. We've been doing this for 3 years. All of a sudden, a health inspector shows up. You know what I mean? So I went inside, got a hold of Valerie. Valerie, what's going on? And she says, "Well, here, Matt, we don't hide nothing here." She says, "Here's the report from the health inspector." I didn't have my glasses, so I had to stand way back to read it. And then there were some words I couldn't figure out what it was. I said, "What's that word? I can't." It's blurry. So she told me. Anyways, bottom line, they received a complaint that somebody reported that the food bank was distributing ungraded duck eggs. And after investigation, and wrote the food bank up, okay? The situation, somebody doesn't like us. And you know the saying, cutting your nose off to spite your face, shooting yourself in the foot? This is a perfect example of that. I have a hunch who reported us, because we had a run-in online, and some of the fans actually, we had a run-in online with a certain individual, and because my Facebook profile ties to my show, you know what I mean? You follow me, folks? Anybody? Anyways, they decided that, you know, they we shouldn't. They decided that nobody should have eggs at the food bank. You know what I mean? Because the food bank only gets 240 eggs a month donated to them by the Egg Marketing Board. Okay? That's all they get. 240 eggs. And that's what's got us, that's what the food bank survives on for the whole month. Okay? So, and then we show up and really help the food bank in a massive way, like ridiculous, like 2,000 eggs a month. You know what I mean? So, and which is like a major thing, folks. Like this is a major, you know, and the lack of a better term, the idiot that reported us. But you know what? You know, not everybody's smart. Not everybody's smart. You guys are all guessing. You know, everybody's wrong. There's certainly people here that know where the is, but everybody's just guessing right out of left field. Anyways, it's not people. It's not somebody else selling eggs because the food bank doesn't buy eggs. They go by donations. We're not infringing on somebody else's free giveaway egg business. Oh. Okay, so that's the situation today. I am now, what's going to happen here is we've got the federal government is going to try to straighten out the provincial government. That's what, because the food bank got written up for a infraction on a regulation that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? This is sort of like, you know, getting charged by the police for something that isn't against the law, and you got to go to court and prove it that the police officer doesn't know the law. You understand? This is exactly that. This is exactly that. That's exactly what it is. So, lack of a better term, to recap this, we're going to go sort of like to the food court, the federal government, and they're going to instruct the provincial government inspector that there is no regulation on duck eggs. They cannot be graded or inspected federally. So you got to write up a different kind of infraction for the food bank to stop them from getting the eggs. So that's the deal. So I should release the video but blur their face and their name. Why? If I'm going to do the video, I'm releasing her all, man. It's like, open the floodgates, but only let a little bit of water through. Come on, Road Warrior. That's no fun. Anyways. So that's, and plus it's negativity. And you know me and my negative Nelly stuff, guys. I'm not a big fan of the negative stuff. I don't, honestly, I don't want to sit in front of a computer and edit an hour worth of bad news. You follow me? Because I'm positive that the federal government is going to straighten this out with the provincial government. Okay? Because duck eggs are unregulated. They can't cite a regulation or a statute or anything about ducks because there are none. Like, they can't make it up. You know? Like, she can't sit there and go, well, okay, we're going to take this law and we're going to take this regulation, we're going to mix them together, and we're going to write you up for that. They can't do that. So, and I think that's the problem, because the health inspector, like, think about duck eggs. How many people are doing duck eggs? She's probably never seen a duck egg in her life. You follow me? Like, that's what I'm thinking. This health inspector has probably definitely never eaten one, but I wouldn't doubt she's never seen a duck egg. She might even think that they're born alive, okay, like a mammal, for all I know. But she thinks that all eggs are the same. But the federal government, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, who writes the rules, They know there's a difference, and they don't care about ducks. They're not in their mandate. They're not in their nothing. Okay. So that's the deal. So that's where we're at. So I'm waiting for this woman to get in contact with them. Now, what's happening in between this, um, where the eggs are getting graded today at the Mennonite colony. Okay, they're getting graded. I'm going to pick them up tomorrow, and they're going to have the stickers on them, and we're going to take the eggs to the food bank with the stickers on them, so that so they said they had to be graded. Well, there you go, they're graded. And now here's the grading, folks. You're going to love this. Okay. So I went on the site to find out what the procedure is for grading, what's involved. Okay, so one, wash the eggs, obviously, and they have a pH thing on the egg washing too, so the eggs are perfectly clean. All right. Yeah, we're grading non-gradable eggs. Exactly. You can't make this up. Okay. So they have to be washed in a pH specific water, because that's the only way you can clean them. You can't just clean them with any water. They got to be cleaned with a certain kind of water, because I don't know why, but anyways, they got to be cleaned. But my eggs are already clean anyways. And then they've got to be candled. Now the candling is to pick up any imperfections, i.e., blood spots. But ducks don't get blood spots like chickens. You get the odd one, maybe 1 in 1,000 eggs, you might get a blood spot. But there's no. It's not like chickens. Chickens, you much more chance of getting blood spots in a chicken than a duck. Ducks, that doesn't happen. Look for meat spots, as in incubated eggs. Well, it's pretty hard to be incubated eggs if you're collecting the eggs 2.5 hours after they're laid. But that they're looking for meat, and so developed fetuses inside the eggs. Cracking, any cracks, hairline cracks in the shells, which I catch all the cracks here when I'm washing them, because you can tell when you're washing them, you can feel them, because the duck egg is so smooth. It's like a polished surface. So when I'm washing them in the kitchen sink here, I can feel the cracks. Like they stick out like a sore thumb, because the egg is so smooth. It's slippery as complete. So I keep the cracked ones for myself. I eat the cracked ones. It's like some days I tell you, we had 8 cracked eggs. And plus eggshells for ducks are much tougher than chickens. They're like cement compared to chicken. The shell's much thicker because it's a bigger egg, so it's got to have a thicker shell, or it would just fall apart. Because a chicken egg that big the weight of the chicken itself, the weight of the egg itself would crack the shell. And they got to make sure. What was the other one with the cracks? That was it. Yeah. So we got blood spots, meat, developed little duckies inside, cracked shells, and dirt. And someone's got to do that. Someone's going to sit there, and they on the website they say a professional grader, okay, has to do this. Now I'm at the Mennonite colony, and they're really nice people, and I'm looking. Well, first of all, Mennonites, they don't go anywhere. I got that on video too. I was actually driving down the road, and I said, "We're getting close. There's a horse and buggy in front of us." Anyways, he didn't go to school. He didn't go to school to become a professional egg grader. That's the fun. I probably have graded more eggs myself personally than he has. You know what I mean? Like, actually, he was asking me egg questions. It's so funny. It's like, here I am. You're the inspector, and you're asking me egg questions. All right, you can't make this up, folks. It's unbelievable. So, that was my day yesterday. That was my day. It would be an awesome video, but I got to be careful, because if I put it up and the person who reported us, calls the health inspector and says, you know what, they got a video up of you shutting them down. And then this health inspector gets a little bit twisted, because, governments, employees, they can let their personal feelings get in the way, and it could throw a wrench in the whole thing. So, and I have the federal government inspector on my side. So, Well, that's what Road Warrior. That's what they do. Is farms become federally in uh, registered egg inspection stations for their own eggs. I know it's like the fox guarding the hen house. Exactly, I know what you mean. But that's what this system that the government has set up. So if you want to, sell your eggs, you've got to be you become, and I don't know what it costs, but I can't even become an egg grading station because they don't grade duck eggs. It would just be the stupidest thing in the world. Like I could do it, probably get and after I saw the operation at the Mennonites yesterday, I could have one of those. It's very easy, but it's like I can't grade eggs because they're duck eggs. No, a lot of people showing up late this morning. You're gonna have to watch it again, folks. You're gonna have to watch this live stream as a video. Sit down, get yourself a coffee, and enjoy the story. But I got to be careful right now because uh, um, we could have this problem solved. But tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up the eggs and with a sticker on top, and then take them to the food bank. And the sticker is gonna say that they were graded by a chicken grader. Oh. All right. All food banks, everybody's getting ill. But the thing is, it's about chicken. Is what it's about. The way around it is duck eggs. The way around it is raising ducks, so you don't have the government. Like I couldn't have 1,000 chickens here. You know, like I can't. Because the government says the max you're allowed to have on your property is 300 chickens in a year, in a 12-month period. That's it. That's the law. So that's why I can get away with having as many ducks as I want here because there's no market for ducks. As soon as there becomes a mainstream market for ducks and the corporations can get into it, they will lobby the government to make regulations so that so that you can have this. So so they can regulate the ducks. So, anyways, today, hopefully, she will get a hold of it. But chances are the health inspector is not going to be in her office, and they're going to play phone tag for a couple days. But the first batch of eggs are getting graded today at the Mennonite colony. So that's what's happening. What a day! It was just crazy. But I had the video camera running the whole time while the health inspector was shutting us down. I was going to post it all actually. I was like, but then after I got the email last night, I was like, oh, I better be careful because the person who reported us would definitely share that video and tell them, oh, you gotta go to this YouTube channel, watch the video. You're on YouTube, and you don't look like you're doing your job, but you're sure making people miserable. Anyways, you know what I mean? Anyways, plus editing a negative story when outcome at the like we got a problem solved, by the federal government. It's like, oh, I know you'd love to watch it, but I would love to. I would love you to watch it too. I don't like the government, if you know. So I would have no problem putting this government employee on the cross. I'm not gonna lie, I would. But unfortunately, the government, from my past, I've learned that when you pick a fight with them, um, you lose. Well, unless you're willing to go down in a ball of fire. If you're willing to go down in a ball of fire, you can win. I I have done that. I have fallen on the sword to beat them, but I don't want to fall on the sword. I've put 5 years into this, with the docs on YouTube, and I want to continue doing this. So if I fell on the sword, it would really screw things up because Well, half my show is supplying the food bank, and the other half of the show is supplying the homeless. You know, it wouldn't be very smart of me. Oh, let's just fall on the sword and kill half the show. You know what I mean? Like, uh, it's with you folks. You people would love it. Anyways, you would love it and hate it all at the same time. Well, you might, you might throw your iPad across the room, you know, into the couch cushions type thing, you know, like, oh, goddamn government, you know, type thing. Anyways, so that's what my day was like yesterday. So, and if I wasn't streaming live, I could have shared it with you, you know. But the problem is, I'd have to sit on this because I don't want to even. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to edit it. I don't. I want to just stick to positive things and my whining about my sore back. That's all I want. I want to subject you to drag you along for some whining and some positive stuff. So that's what took place. So we're just waiting right now. So I got a couple of days probably before the government gets this straightened out. It's going to be very interesting when the federal government tells the provincial inspector that she wrote the food bank up for an infraction that doesn't exist. Like, that's going to be very, very interesting to see how that one plays out. You know? A third party to release the video. And it would never get traced back to me, Road Warrior. Never. They'd never figure out it was me. My God, man. Come on. Oh. That's like, okay, do I use 5 gallons of gas in the fire and stand 1 foot from it, or just a gallon? You're still going to get burnt. Oh. Yeah, I got the video. It's all on the computer. It's like an hour and 10 minutes worth of footage for yesterday for everything. You know? Anyways. Oh, Gail, I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would read this one. This is like, this is, you know, because you know how when it comes to you know the government, you know how the feds and the provincial don't like each other, really. Like, you know, they hate when they step on each other's toes because they feel like they're the supreme beings in their realm, you know. And so when the Fed steps into the provincial and says no, 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 you know how they get their back up against the wall. It's sort of like, you know, when the federal police show up to the local municipality, or the provincial police show up in the local municipality, and it's like they're like, nah, you know, we can handle this without you. No, no, you can't. You're making mistakes, and this is wrong. No, no, we can take care of it. You know how it is, eh? They fight with each other because of the egos. Um, so I think we're going to have a little bit of ego battling, which I would love to be a fly on the wall for that. Power going at each other. The ultimate pissing contest, exactly, Stephanie. Between 2 women with power. I'm not against women, folks, but it would be so awesome to watch them. A cat fight on the provincial and federal limits. Oh. Anyways, that's what's taking place here. So I'm gonna. It doesn't sound bad. It sounded bad yesterday, Juanita. It sounds better today because I got the email from the federal government. I'm very positive about this because the duck eggs aren't regulated. Like, they're not. You know? Like, there's no regulation. Like, they can't write us up for anything. That's the thing. Like it's like I knew this because the grocery store in Ottawa and the health inspectors down in Ottawa are worse than up here. Okay, they're very, very picky, and they just walk right by the duck eggs, you know. Like it's like the duck eggs are just it's a duck. That's it. Walk by, keep going. You know what I mean? And if it's meat, it's meat. It doesn't matter. Duck, lamb, turkey, chicken, beef. It all has to get inspected. We know that rule, okay? You know, because all our birds go to the processing plant to get inspected. for the slaughter. But this is eggs, and and I knew that the duck eggs were wide open, but this inspector, she just thought an egg's an egg. So the thing is, the wording on the website, it just says egg, and then in the statute of the regulations, where they have the legal terms, they describe what type of egg and from a hen, okay, and ducks aren't hens, so it's coming from a chicken. So like they say egg grading, but they really should be saying, the what was it, the Latin name for the chicken grading. You know what I mean? Shell. Like they shouldn't just say egg. They should actually say, the name, egg, and then inspection station. But they don't. No, that's the deal. So, but we got I just can't believe we got reported for helping people. It's just like, man, people are miserable. It's not just on YouTube with the thumbs down. People are miserable out there. They just, but I love the fact that, they're cutting their nose off to spite their face. But I know for a fact the person who reported this, they frequent the food bank. Like, they're getting the food. And they reported it so there's no food. How stupid. I'm going to report you so I can't eat. Like, imagine if that person, imagine living with somebody that stupid. Like, I'm going to report you so I can't have any food. Oh, Virginia. They do, but it's like, imagine that. Oh, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Like, oh yeah, they didn't think it through, but I don't think they can think, Inga. Like, honestly, like, think about it. Like, you can't. How do you think that one through? It's like you're hungry, and you come home, and your significant other, being a man or a wife, has cooked you something that you don't like, but you're really hungry, and there's nothing else. It's like you either eat this or go to bed hungry, and you turn it down, and then you go and then they hate you, and they will never cook for you again. And now you're going to come home every night, and there's no food waiting for you, your favorite or unfavorite. You know what I mean? Like, oh. Anyways, so that's the Duck Adventure curveball yesterday, folks. So I'm going to go and pick up the eggs. It's pouring rain outside again. And I'm not gonna stream the egg recon or video it. I'm just gonna go do it because I gotta get back here and work on this store, folks. I gotta get some positive things happening here for the show. I gotta focus on positive things, and that's what I gotta do. I gotta and thinking about this negativity, and anyways, it's over. The federal government's going to fix it because there ain't no rule that says we can't. An eighth grader can't be an eighth grader for something that can't be graded, though. That's the ironic part about this whole thing. And that was the guy said to me yesterday. He goes, well, I don't know how we're going to grade them, but and then he says about sizes. I guess they're all jumbo, eh? It's like, then he picks up the goose egg and he goes, well, we're going to call this one. It was like, there was just fun. It was like, anyways, we're going to get a sticker that says they've been looked at, and it's just the most ridiculous thing. I think mega jumbo with goose eggs, mega jumbo, or no. Mega super jumbo. They're even bigger than mega jumbo because the double yolkers are mega jumbo. Like, anyways. Well, the thing is if I left them there for the weekend, he would have got his kids to do it. And then I saw the kids coming from home from school. They're walking. There's something I actually brought back memories of when I was a kid. was all the Mennonite children walking home down the highway. And I'm thinking, my God, man, if they were like any other kids, they parents would have been sitting at the gate with the car, or they would have picked them up with the vehicles. And here's all these kids walking, you know. And I'm thinking, man, oh man, that brings back to, you know, there's a generation of kids that are they're gonna have the right outlook, you know. They know you want to get someplace, you gotta walk, you gotta do it. You can't, you know, sit in your ass and have mom and dad pick you up. Like, it was unbelievable the amount of kids walking the roads, walking home from the school bus. And I'm thinking, you know, because I've seen it here. I've seen it here, right here, folks. Like right on my own road here. Parents on their laneway, like they wrote the laneway is only like 600 feet long. I've seen parents sitting at the gate in their minivans, waiting for the kids to get dropped off on the bus, and the laneway is only 600 feet long. I'm like, what? Like, what are you afraid someone's going to kidnap your kid on your own laneway? Like, you know, the paranoia today, it's unbelievable. And here's these Mennonite kids walking down a gravel road, mile and a half, you know, in the rain, coming home from the bus. He had a lot of kids. I was like, I saw the group of kids coming down the road. I'm not kidding you, folks. There was like 9 kids, and plus when I was at, there was 3 babies at the farm. Okay, well, little babies, like a 2-year-old running outside, like a 2-year-old running around outside. He was running all over the place. Electricity. So what are you gonna do? You know, like. But why would they turn the Mennonite farm in? Was it against the law to have 11 kids? Or actually 12 kids? 12 kids. It would be 12, yeah. It was 3 babies. No, 13. It was 13 kids because there was 3 babies. No, 3 babies and not, it was 12. There's 12 kids. No. A lot of kids. Reminded me when I was a kid of real big families. Anyways. Yeah, I know, Susan, the rules now, you know, we got the helicopter parents, helicopter government, everything's just, it's like, it's just bad. Anyways, you're not allowed to take care of yourself or be yourself anymore, or think on your own anymore, or anything like that. It's like, it's, it's sad. It's really sad, actually. Anyways. And, you know, it's even sadder when the government inspectors telling you, people they can go hungry. It's for their own good. Take all your eggs back. It's like, it's just. I was standing there videotaping this, and I was like, my God, this is like, it's like, it's like when they go home at night, what do these people think? You know, oh, I did good today. I made sure everybody went home and had empty fridges. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, it's just Inga. I don't know. It's just it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, it would be an awesome video though. One of those, But unfortunately, it would be so tied to me because I was the guy standing there with the camera. But it would be the ultimate to post on video, on an anonymous channel, just to show the stupidity of government. But it would be tied to me completely. And like I said, I don't need to fall on a sword with the duck adventure. If the duck adventure was over, and it really didn't matter if we got crucified by the government and shut down, then this would be an ultimate video to throw up. Just the overreach of government, a blatant overreach. And it was so good too, because it was just, I kept her in frame too, because I kept my head steady, and it would be like, it would just be a perfect video of a government employee crucifying you. Like, anyways. But I gotta keep it under wraps because this is gonna get ironed out. It's gonna get ironed out. The federal government is going to straighten out the provincial government. Diane, you can't be an egg grader for an egg that can't be graded. Did you not listen to me? save the video till after I win the lottery and move to South America or Russia. Move to Russia. Russia doesn't have regulations like this. You're allowed to feed people there. Or somebody wins and helps me move, and we get Doug cloned at the same time. Because don't forget, I really want to get Doug cloned. I'm not lying about this. I'm not making it up. I figure Doug's got probably maybe 5 years ahead of him. So then over the next 5 years, we got to figure out how to come up with 50 grand, 51,000. I'll pay the 600, and we got to get Doug cloned. I think that's the next is we got to have a side channel on raising two clone Dougs. I just think that would be huge on YouTube. Like, who on YouTube is raising cloned animals? I think 2 clone Dougs, they would listen. They would be really good dogs too. They wouldn't be like Doug is. Like, Doug's good, but he doesn't listen. Like right now, there's no way. I'm gonna end the video with me trying to get Doug to come to me. He ain't gonna come to me though, right? No, let's see. Watch this. Okay, yeah, do this. All right, I'm gonna end the video with Doug responding. Okay, are you ready, folks? Okay, Doug. Doug. Come on, Doug. Let's go. We're gonna go out. Come on, Doug. Let's go. Doug, let's go. Come on, we're gonna go to work. See, Doug was up all night because the geese were losing it in the pen. Were losing it, and Doug was with his head just rotating really, really hard. Doug, come on. Come on, Doug. Let's go. Doug, heel. No, get the stretch. Doug, heel. Doug, heel. Heel. Come on, heel, Doug. Heel. Okay, I'm shaking too much. I'm laughing. Okay, I gotta put the camera down. It's like, okay, there. Because this is gonna take longer than I thought for the wind down of this video. Okay, come on, Doug. Heel. Heel. Doug, heel. Oh, he's moving. Come on. Too funny. Oh, Doug, you are rotten. Just rotten to the core. Doug, come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on, little dog. You. Oh, what a dog. Oh, Doug's. What's okay? How long before he lays down? Okay, what are you gonna do? Oh, he's thinking. He's thinking. He's thinking. Yeah, that's it. He's not even gonna come right to me. I'm not gonna really come close. All right, folks. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna go get the eggs and get my day underway here because like I said, I want to work on the store. What a dog. And you know what? He won't go outside. I'm going to go outside to do the eggs. He knows it's pouring rain outside, and he won't go outside. Because yesterday, it took him to like a long time to, it was like afternoon, mid-afternoon. Like I was shoveling the roof, and that's when he finally decided outside. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye. And I will keep you posted when I hear more from the federal government dealing with the provincial government. But until then, we'll get our eggs graded by a chicken egg grader for non-gradable duck eggs, and put the sticker on them. So we're far from out of the game. It ain't gonna happen that way, anyways. Talk to you later.